Kim, thank you. Well, there's that familiar saying, you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but it's not really true.
Yeah, today, Dr. Nancy Viskovich, a neuropsychologist with SSM Health, is here to talk about how our brain and body can benefit from learning something new. Thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure.
This is a really interesting topic. So why is it that we think adults are sometimes too old to learn a new skill?
I think it's culture. I mean, I see a lot of times, like where I go, let's say for karate, you know, you have tons of parents coming in with the kids and they're all waiting enthusiastically while their kids do it and they go home. And I just think that's what we're kind of taught. Like, it's kids soccer, kids karate, kids everything.
But you haven't really fallen into that. You've picked up some new skills. You've learned how to play piano in the past few years.
Well, no, I
violin.
Yes, I started the piano
Violin.
when I was 5.
Yes,
but yes,
violin.
So violin I started
Yes.
2 years ago.
Yeah, what's
My
that experience
goodness.
been like for you?
It's been great. And it all started with my oldest child who said they wanted to play the upright bass. And I was like, that's a beautiful instrument. And I thought, hey, I've always wanted to play the violin.
That's fascinating. And even just learning music, I mean, it's really complicated. You talked about karate.
Yeah.
You became a third degree
I will in June.
black belt in karate, which is incredible. It must have taken a long time for you to do.
About, I think, 11 years.
11 years.
Wow.
So what made you want to make this commitment?
I was one of those parents, and I
Yeah.
was taking my kids to karate, and then they had, at the studio I go to, they had an adult night, or I think it was like adult month, like January, and I took one class.
You were hooked.
That was
I was
it.
hooked.
Wow.
For
I was
11
absolutely
years.
hooked. 11
Incredible.
years. Yeah.
Man.
What do we know about how those experiences of trying new things, learning something new, how does that affect our brain?
It's incredible. I mean, we all know that when we think, like when we do crosswords or things like that, that it helps keep our brain active. But really, a lot of new learning, whether it's foreign language or music, something completely out of your comfort zone, really helps a lot with keeping your brain strong and functioning a lot longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of science behind it,
Yes,
right? And
absolutely.
so we know that about our brain, but what about our bodies? How does it help our bodies?
Well, keeping physically fit helps with our brain as well, so it's all interrelated. So a good cardiovascular system, a good musculoskeletal system, it all helps with staying young cognitively and physically.
I think for a lot of us, especially those of us with young children, we think, well, how are we going to find time to do this? Well, you mentioned you have kids.
Yes.
So you just have to, how do you get to that point where like, I'm going to set aside this time to challenge myself, to think about me?
Well, I did start when my kids were very young. So now they're 15 and 17, but I started when they were about 5 and 7.
Okay.
And so I would take them and I would just go right after, and they would just wait in the playroom and I would take class. So kind of piggybacking on them.
Yeah. I mean, really just incredible and inspirational. And now I feel like I need,
Yes,
need to
I'm
go
like,
do
I
more
need
with
to
my
pick up a
life.
new hobby. We'll pick up a hobby together.
Yeah, okay, let's do it. And then we have to document it.
Yes.
Foreign language, go for it.
Yeah, it's tough. All right, well, thank you so much. This is fascinating, and congrats on all you're doing.
Thank you.
It's really
My pleasure.
incredible.